This is going to be a group energy healing where I heal 132 people in 13 countries. And you are welcome to watch and heal yourself as you watch if you wish. This is the second in the set of 3 healings called the August 2024 triplet set. And the theme is Be a Spiritual Badass. Which includes intuition, self-assessment, being able to, intuit and or look at how you're doing energetically and efficiently heal yourself. Also, clear mind, positivity, thank you, and presence, being present. So, getting right to what we're working on today in particular. There are 2 things that I want to work on, and thank you very much for filling out your survey. And I always say this, but I think sometimes people don't really click with it, so I'll say it again. Just the surveys are simple. Just answer a few questions. Let me know how you're doing. That's it. You don't have to know what is part of the healing and what you always have going on, because I'm a reader, so I'll figure that out. It's just good to, see your name on the survey and read your energy, read what you wrote. It helps me study you so I can heal you better. So in part, inspired by what I read when I was looking at the surveys, we're going to work much more than usual on unblocking chakra filaments. Chakra filaments they're cords, but good cords between you and you, between your physical body and your astral body. So your physical body is not you, it's a body, but it's your body. And then your astral body is you. You as a spirit, the part of you that can come fully into your body. And I was noticing that in the last couple days, really, but also especially with the surveys that I read, that you can have fears stuck in those filaments, and it can affect your ability to exercise, your quality of sleep. Can also affect like how you perceive others are treating you. So it's really interesting how broad the effects are if you have stuff jammed in there, like past like fears about so the things specifically that we're going to clear, I mean, we're just going to unblock in general too, the chakra filaments, but specifically I noticed fear of physical injury or fear of physical body sickness, and that if that gets triggered, it can really change your behaviors a lot in a way that's actually unhealthy, which is ironic, right? So an example is I've been pretty good this year working out up until recently, up until like the last week or so. But we have this machine, this cardio machine where you also use your legs and your arms, called the Gazelle. And we got it a long time ago, back when we lived in Chicago, and then it folds flat, so we were able to take it with us when we moved cross country 8 years ago. And there were plenty of years where it got 0 use, and my husband was like, we should probably give that away, and I was like, no, I'm gonna get back to it. But this year I had been using it, and I got more regular with it over time. And but then I went to the gym. I actually even have a gym membership now, which I haven't had in like decades. And but I learned from that I have a little, I think it's a tendon or something, like right here, somewhere here, that is like pulled, or somehow it's permanently weak because I overdid it when I was lifting some kind of bag or something in the garden last year. And so I can't like put a lot of weight like this, I have to do this or something. It's like an odd little thing. It only bothers me sometimes. But anyway, I realized I had that injury. I realized it was long term and therefore maybe permanent. And that really tripped me out. Subconsciously though. I didn't know that I was really tripped out about it. I bought like an elbow brace thing that you pull up, and so it looks kind of cute actually. I almost wore it for you guys today. I'll wear it one of these days for you. But I should wear it when I garden now, and I should wear it when I work out. I do wear it when I do the gazelle now. But ever since I realized that I have that injury and I got the elbow brace, I stopped working out. Like 100% stopped working out. I stopped stretching. I stopped working out. And I had been doing it like 3 or 4 times a week for like a lot, like almost an hour at a time and everything. I mean, I was so proud of myself, and I just stopped. And I thought, like consciously, I didn't know that's why it was. I didn't know what it was I had past life injury fears that got triggered from past lives when I had completely debilitating injuries to actually probably this actual arm, because that's how things happen sometimes. Like it's not a past life injury that stays with you, it's your emotional baggage around the past life injury, or your fear baggage, or your shame around the injury, and that can attach to you as a spirit and then kind of get in your next body. So then the chance of you getting an injury in the same location is actually fairly high, only because you have all this bottled up fear in that part of your body because of a past life, several past life, repeating patterns of injuries there. So anyway, I finally figured it out, and so yay, I did cardio 2 days ago, and I'm going to do it today too. And I think I'm good now, and I'm like back in my pattern, but my healthy pattern. But anyway, it's just an example of past life fears that can get caught, that can be in your space. And they're very ironic, because okay, if I'm afraid of injuring my body, well, I should get my body stronger, right? I should work out just carefully, right? But fears aren't like that. They don't make you more logical and more rational. They can really just be debilitating and just like get you to stop. So anyway, and then I noticed as I was reading surveys that a lot of this stuff is in the filaments, the chakra filaments. So anyway, that's why we're going to be working on unblocking chakra filaments. It's simple stuff. It's just, I guess, if you don't really realize that stuff can be in there, then you maybe just kind of skip over it, when you're unblocking your chakra filaments. So we're not going to skip over it this time. So we're going to clear out fear of physical injury, fear of physical illness, also some intergenerational pain, if that's stuck there, like whatever baggage your dad got from his dad or whatever, and then you got because you're his kid, that type of thing. And all chakra filaments, so 7 through 1. But also I'm going to do it just a teeny bit extra on the 4th chakra filament, because 4th chakra has to do with motivation, enthusiasm, being able to have a positive outlook. And so, somebody mentioned they had been feeling hopeless, not just since the last healing, but, in general. And then so that made me realize, okay, well, that person has an extra blocked up 4th chakra filament with, past life fears. And so it's interesting, because I generally, fear is blockage in the first chakra at the base of the spine, or the first layer all around you, the closest one around you. But it does seem like with these filaments, fear can get into any of them. Fear energy blocks of fear of whatever. So, and also, some people in their surveys, I noticed they had some social rules stuck in their chakra filaments. Like say maybe you don't, conduct your life in a way that, the predominant judgments in society say you should, So I noticed there were like social rules that can get caught in the chakra filaments as well, from this and past lives. So that'll be cool. It'll be easy to clear, and I'm looking forward to just seeing the effects of that. That should be cool. And I think it's more necessary now because the last healing, the Friday healing, was pretty effective in getting people more present. And so then I think this stuff is more in the way. I mean, that's the way it is with energy clearing. It's like sometimes, you clear stuff and it's like, oh, everything's great for a while. Whoa! But sometimes you clear a bunch and that gets you more present. And then, there's this other thing that you didn't notice before that's always been there, but, kind of like a rock in your shoe, like, So that's kind of what this chakra filament stuff is for some people, like a rock in your shoe now that you're more present because of the Friday healing. So anyway, it should be cool. And the other main focus of today's healing, other than unblocking chakra filaments, for all sorts of good benefits, is digestive system. I want to work that again. We worked the digestive system. That was one of the 4 things that we did in the Friday healing. And we just kind of, I sort of loosely suggested, you can imagine the stomach and the small intestine and the large intestine and, kind of spread them out, but not like literally how long they are, because they're like very, very long if you were to spread out your small intestine, your large intestine, but just kind of have a smaller version, kind of like a symbolic version that represents not only your small stomach, small intestine, and large intestine, but also all the meridians that help your digestive system, all the traditional Chinese medicine acupuncture points, which are minor chakras, which help your digestive system, but just have a simple representation and heal it. And you want it to flow not too fast, because I was talking about, in your digestive system, in your intestines, if things flow too fast, then that's, diarrhea, excuse my expression of something that's unpleasant. But, you want a nice healthy pace, right, for your digestive system, the flow. You want it to flow. You want a nice healthy pace so that your digestive system can do its job and give you the nutrition you need and, help you to feel better. And also I mentioned that you might, even once you get past the point of being overwhelmed there and you get more and more well in your gut, perhaps you get intuition a little bit down there too, like gut instinct, that kind of idea, which, how cool would that be? So anyway, that's what we did on Friday, and I want to do like a cousin of that now, where today, where we'll view your digestive system as a garden, and so you can clear out the garden that represents your digestive system. And if you don't like gardens, okay, make it a beach, make it whatever, make it. And if you don't like any creative imagery, you can make a pie chart relating to your digestive system, or a graph, or, something that works with your mood, whatever. But I'm going to do a garden. So there's that aspect of how we'll work the digestive system. But then there's another way in which I want us to work the digestive system, where it's like, what is your digestive system holding on to? Like emotionally or mentally, but like actually it is literally taxing your digestive system. So an example is one thing that I was holding on to, and it's just subconscious, so you just kind of imagine it and melt it away. But if you imagine it, you could kind of intuit what it is before you melt it away, because that's kind of interesting. But if your intuition isn't that great, don't worry about it. Just melt it away. And then you get all the benefits anyway. But an example, which maybe is interesting, is one of the things that my digestive system was holding on to was from my ex-mother-in-law, because Lorenzo's my second husband. My first husband, he has a mother who is a real piece of work. And she's more of that, like, sort of stereotypical mother-in-law, like really judgy and really invasive and really kind of has it out for you, But I've been divorced for 25 years now, 25 blissful years from my first husband. And, but I still had some pieces of energy from her in my digestive system saying, you're not good enough for my son, which, is, it sort of, gets my goat, clearly, because I hung on to it for 25 years subconsciously. So anyway, it's stuff like that, it's like, my birth father used to do this really unhealthy thing where he used to, like, when he really wanted to shut me down, he would talk about how my younger sister was more mature than I was, which is like, it's just a way to, get you, so that was hanging out in my digestive system still, even though, I haven't talked to the man on a conscious level in 33 blissful years. But that's the idea that, your digestive system can be kind of, it's like you're kind of still chewing on it, but in your intestines and your stomach. So we want to liberate your digestive system from these things that are indigestible that you've been subconsciously hanging on to. So I think that one will be nice. I think that one will, hopefully it will kind of free up your immune system so you can protect your digestive system better and just do a good job, with, processing food and having nice experiences digestively. So anyway, that's the basic idea. So we'll be doing chakra filament stuff in an interesting way, and then we'll be doing digestive system stuff in an interesting way. And how the hell does that make you a spiritual badass? A lot of times energy work is really ironic, It's like, you just wouldn't think that would help, but it will. It will. Digestive system work is like, it can just free you up, make you stronger, and then the chakra filament stuff can make you a lot more present and make you more highly functioning in a lot of ways, because it's like every major chakra of your spirit connecting to every major chakra of your physical body. So there's a lot that can be helped with that. So anyway, that's the basic gist of it all. And then I think there'll be one or two cool things thrown in that the angels just showed me spontaneously. So I can't preview those because I don't know them yet consciously. But that's the idea. So I'm going to take a quick look at some chat comments before we do the 3 minutes of quiet. Oh, and let's see. Sales note. I think there are still a few September twin set spots available. So if you did want to purchase the set of 2 healings, that's in September. It's on my website, all the details, but the theme is getting shit done. So productivity, decisiveness, which I especially love that theme. I love the effects for that theme. And those 2 healings will be on September 15th and September 17th. Because it's always the 3rd Sunday and then the next Tuesday. Anyway, a great time to get healing. Those are for sale on my website, and you don't have to have worked with me before or know me at all to purchase those for yourself. Just email me a little hello afterwards so I know who you are and where you live, and because that's cute and fun and I like that. Want to know who you are. So yeah, so let me take a look at chat comments. And then I will do the 3 minutes of quiet, and then I'll start the healing. Okay, someone says, hey, Jen, I can see and hear you from sunny Las Vegas, 104 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow, wow, wow. That's pretty hot. Trying to get my little temperature conversion charts for the rest of the world that is not on Fahrenheit. So 100 degrees Fahrenheit is 38 degrees Celsius. So that means it's over 38 degrees Celsius where you are. Pretty toasty. Someone says hello from Ireland. Hello to you. Someone says hi from Chicago. 89 degrees Fahrenheit. Sunny and hot. Yeah, that is hot. I wonder too, are you guys hot and humid? Because if I recall, you guys have a humid heat. So it's like you feel it much more. We don't, ironically, because we have humidity and rain 3/4 of the year, but not during the summer. We almost never have rain during the summer, almost. So we have a dry heat in the summer. Too dry for forest fires and stuff. It encourages forest fires, unfortunately. Someone says, I'm hoping the digestive system work helps my ability to lose weight also. It could. I think the chakra filament work might be more effective for that, even, ironically. It may seem ironic, but because you can have baggage in your filaments that affect your motivation, your optimism, all sorts of different things, how you perceive other people's actions. So yeah, hopefully both will help, but I think the filaments work could contribute for sure. Nice digestive experiences. My euphemism, trying not to talk about poop. Hello, just tuning in, 85 and partly cloudy in Southwest Michigan. Hello to you. Foggy in San Francisco, 59 degrees Fahrenheit. Wow, isn't that odd? Wow. Under 60 degrees during the day in California in the summer. I didn't even think that was a thing. Someone says 59 degrees gray, and there's this little heart emoji in the way. I can't read that. Gray and rainy in Ireland. What a shock. LOL. Yeah, see, that does not surprise me. Alrighty. Fun to hear about everybody's weather. I used to think like weather conversations were like sort of annoyingly trivial, but I don't know. Now that I have clients all over the world and we're all communicating at the same moment, and well, I'm communicating with you guys at the same moment. It just, I don't know, that fascinates me much more. Like how go figure. Normal summer weather in San Francisco. And then that little heart emoji's in my way. So that is normal for you to have 59 in the summer? I mean, we'll have 59 like in early morning and late night. Okay. So now we'll do our little 3 minutes of quiet. Towards the end of that, I'll start the healing in silence. You'll see me go like that. That's what I do at first. And then I'll be healing for about a minute without talking. And then the rest of the time, I'll be saying out loud what I'm doing. So you could use that as a walkthrough and heal yourself at the same time if you wish. And hello to all the newbies. You are welcome to watch and heal yourself and kind of wing it. And just to be absolutely clear, the 132 people that I'm healing purchased this set of healings 2 months ago. So if you're just viewing live and you didn't purchase it, therefore I am not healing you, although this is free healing instruction. So you can use it to learn healing technique and heal yourself. And you're welcome to purchase a set on my website for September. This is 91 degrees Fahrenheit in Los Angeles, California, and it's not even noon. Yeah. Yeah, I guess I didn't know how cool San Francisco gets, but the rest of California, that makes sense for 91. That would be a little too toasty for me. All right. Oh, yeah. Please consider giving the live stream a thumbs up if you haven't already. Totally optional, but it does help the live stream. And this is me giving you a thumbs up because you're amazing. Okay, thank you for waiting. So let's do grounding. You can recreate both of your groundings. You have a physical body grounding and an astral body grounding. You make them both nice and wide as all your auras, and keep them wide all the way down to the core of the earth. Make them both the same color, red or orange or yellow. And then you make a copy out in front of you of what you're healing. So in this case, you're grounding. And you can make a mini copy. So it would be the top of your grounding. This is the bottom of your grounding. And so you can comb through the whole thing. I would suggest you bring your grounding up high as your third chakra. So where your sternum bone ends, that bone that goes down the middle of your rib cage, where that ends, that's where your third chakra is. Third chakra has to do with taking action, productivity, and good sleep. So bringing your grounding up that high gives a little extra support, your third and your second chakra, in addition to your first chakra. So, and then you set your hand chakras to be a gold metallic color like this. And your hand chakra is in the palm of your hand, and you have fingertip chakras, one in each fingertip. You set those to metallic gold so that when they spin and generate energy, they would generate that color. And that's true even if you can't see energy, you just do it with your thought or your intention. Gold light can help you to kind of untie your knots internally, to melt away the blocked energy, to let go of things, to repair things. Indie grounding is where you check the outer surface of your grounding. Indie standing for independent grounding. So you melt away any connections going into your grounding from other people. Melt away any hard objects sticking out of your grounding. Just melt all that away. So your grounding is just for you, and it goes straight down the core of the earth. Even if you have young kids, ideally it's better for them to have their own grounding that goes all the way down and doesn't hook into yours. So then you're each more stable. Sometimes when people are overly dependent on other people helping them or comforting them or kind of being on their team, they have a problem with their grounding. And it's like their grounding will get bottled up at the bottom, and then they're looking to hook into other people's grounding. They don't know that consciously. They're just thinking, why won't you be nice to me or whatever, But a lot of it's a grounding problem, and they're just used to hooking into other people's grounding for stability. So that's not really healthy or practical. Makes you very dependent on other people. So just go ahead, find any knots that are in your grounding that might be making you more needy or codependent or you're socially dissatisfied. Obviously, it's nice to have positive relationships, but it's also nice to be well no matter what. So just find any sort of knots in your grounding and melt them away. All right, good enough. All right, so you have 17 auras. They're all around you. One of them is generated by your physical body, and the other 16 are generated by you as a spirit. One of them is your astral body aura, and the other 15 are called Wei Qi auras, WEI space CHI, Wei Qi, which is your defense energy against, invasive energies, invasive people. And those Wei Qi auras also help your physical body quite a bit, even though they're generated by you as a spirit. So you just imagine all your 17 auras in basically the same place, which they are in the same place if you're reasonably present, and just comb through them. Comb through all your 17 auras. Comb through your groundings of 2 of those auras, all the way down to the core of the earth. And check for rips, check for stuck energy. Just start melting all that with gold light. Personally, I would probably not have enough rips that I couldn't just do one locally. I might have some rips in like a couple places, so I'll just repair them locally for myself. But you may not trust your intuition, or you may have so many rips in so many places that you're just like, all right, that's not going to work. So then you can just make a composite copy, and meaning you make an image of a rip, so it could look like a big V, and have that represent all the rips in all your 17 auras that you have currently. And then as you repair this representative rip, you're repairing all the rips. So go ahead and just have your composite copy rip, and you want to clean it out first so the gold light makes really good contact and it fully repairs. So use sticky gold wax, which is gold light for your hands that sticks to everything that's not you and just forms a big lump. And then you lift it out easily and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So sticky gold wax, get rid of all the junk. Angels, here you go. So junk would also include invasive beings, invasive people, and hard objects that got thrown at you, like little spear devices, stuff like that. So just sticky gold wax, lift out all the junk. Angels, here you go. And then now this rip should be pretty clean so that you can properly repair it. Get the gold light really deep in there. And sometimes if you're overly dependent on other people wanting other people to change, like if that occupies a big part of your thoughts and what you want, that could also be a grounding problem. Because your grounding connects you to the core of the earth. The earth is like so healing and awesome and restorative. But when you're around other people, when you're in an organization, when you're in a building where other people are, if you don't very much have a strong grounding, you're overly matching other people around you. And so how a workplace is, or, some family group or something, or a social group, how they conduct themselves will be too important to you. Because of, you're not grounding adequately. So you're not getting enough earth energy up to just sort of comfort and soothe you, and so that you're in your own little happy bubble, right? So if you find yourself overly attached to other people needing to change, other people needing to behave differently, other people needing to, an organization needing to change, then again, it could be a grounding issue. You're just not able to individuate as much as you're needing to. And so you're matching people, and then it bugs you how those people are because you're matching them. But if you didn't match them, it wouldn't bug you so much. So anyway. So so that was more commentary about grounding included. No extra charge. So anyway, let's finish repairing the aura rips. And then you may have a couple rips left. That probably did a lot though. So you can make one more composite copy and have it represent any leftover rips, and then do the exact same process. The sticky gold wax, get rid of the junk. Angels, here you go. Sticky gold wax, get rid of all the junk. Angels, here you go. If there are invasive beings in the way that haven't cleared out yet, you can just say, angels, can you clear out any invasive beings in the way of this repair? Clear out meaning recycle. Permanently clear out. All right. You may have some leftover hardness either in the outer surface, which I would call aura scarring, or you may have like a couple layers in a certain place of hardness left over from having had your aura beat up. And so you can just put copies of all the hardness in your auras out in front of you so that you can melt that hardness away, because that hardness weakens your aura, makes it more likely to tear deeper next time, more deeply. So we don't want that. So melt away the hardness. Okay, good job. Let's do some double confetti to celebrate that. Oh my god, and thumbs up all at once. That was an accident about the thumbs up. Okay, great job. Okay. So creative rings is the next item, but I'm gonna add a couple things to it for fun and variety, and it does go with the spiritual badass theme. So creative rings are up here, 1, 2, 3, and so we're going to repair and unblock those, but then we'll repair and unblock the 7th chakra at the same time, even though after that we're going to do all chakras repair and unblock. But creative rings, 7th chakra, and also the top of the GV meridian, governing vessel meridian, GV meridian. It helps to manage all your yang meridians, which is sort of like, take charge, self-assertiveness. And GV20 is the point, the acupuncture point at the top of the GV meridian, and that is does have really nice effects when you get good flow there and you repair it. So, and sometimes, if you get like some people striking you there and a whole bunch damages, then those 3 things are good to double check. The whole GV meridian, the top part of it, and the creative rings, the 7th chakra, and the GV20, just to make sure it's all fabulous. We will make sure it's all fabulous. And 7th chakra has to do with identity, confidence, creative inspiration is sort of creative rings and 7th chakra. So, I think it goes with the spiritual badass thing we're working on. So anyway, let's just freaking do it. All right. So just make a copy of all that. Creative rings, top of your 7th chakra, top of your GV meridian, 7th chakra, GV20. That freaks you out to have all of them in the copy, then just do one at a time. So the creative rings definitely melt cords going into them. with gold light. You want those flaps to be shut. So this is how, when they're open, they look like this. The creative ring flaps, if you're looking top down, that's with open flaps, which would be from pairs of cords going in, sending energy that's not yours, and then that would irritate them. And then that energy not only would pop out the flaps, so then it makes it easier for other people to cord you, but then that energy would go down and mess with the rest of you as well. So we don't want that. So just melt those cords and repair any damage. There could be cracks, there could be shattered parts. Someone said they were having vertigo recently, vertigo symptoms. Not because of the first healing, but, in like the last week and a half or so. And a lot of times if it's like the dizziness aspect of it and all that, I mean, there can be, of course, be actual physical medical things going on that you need physical medical intervention with. But the spiritual aspect of it could be damage, the stuff that we're repairing right now, upper chakras, creative rings, GV meridian, that kind of thing. So. I'm just repairing the creative rings, melting cords, going into them. If you have invasive beings courting them, sometimes, it's just better to get those beings recycled, because otherwise they'll just try to come back later. So you can imagine them like a bunch of clouds that are or were courting your creative rings, and just say, angels, can you recycle all those beings? And then your seventh chakras. Seventh chakras are oriented this way, with a round opening in the top, round opening in the bottom in there. Purple is the ideal color for your seventh chakras. You could set them to your favorite shade of purple. And same thing, you want to relax the melt cords so that the flaps around the round opening relax and fall shut. We did this very cool technique on Friday. CMRs, chakra mud rings. It's a funny name. But it's basically the short version of it. You could go and do it if you missed it. It's very nice. But the idea is that this surface, the round opening of the chakra, you want it to be like ripply and light and just like your energy. So it'll look like the surface of water if it's just you. And it'll be the color of the chakra. So like purple chakra, purple ripply water right there. But you can get all sorts of junk shoved in there and damage and hard objects or whatever. So if you have like extra high walls right around it, then it's easier for the mud and the guck. It's not mud, it's energy blocks and other people's energy, but it's easy. I'm calling it mud. Easy for that mud to build up right there and down here, right? If you have these extra rings that don't belong there on the top, just like extra little devices. And so I'm calling those chakra mud rings. And so you just melt any cords going into the chakra mud rings, get rid of the rings, give them to your angels, or melt them away. And then that way that crud is not like sitting in there, jammed in there, and it's easy to just wash it off then. You can do that with your seventh chakra, both astral and physical body. So your seventh chakra is plural. This is the top and the bottom. Just melt away chakra mud rings so that the crud can wash away more easily. Crud, of course, is an official spiritual term. I always laugh extra at stuff like that because there are people that really get pissed at me about that stuff. Like, you shouldn't be laughing. This is very serious stuff. What are you doing? Ah. That makes me want to be even more childish. Playfulness is a good vibe, you know. It's non-resistant. It's, you know. This is very serious. You shouldn't be teaching this for free. You should have initiates that pay you lots of money. I get hate for that too. Anyway, so melt your chakra mud rings from your 7th chakras so that the crud doesn't build up. And then GV meridian starts in the crotch a little bit towards the back and goes up the midline of the back. Starts in the crotch, goes up the midline of the back, hooks around and ends roughly in the roof of the mouth. So like a candy cane shape. And so you could heal the whole thing. Unblock the GV1, the first acupuncture point in the GV meridian. And all of them. So you want the meridian to be like a red flowy tube, and then the chakras within it, those acupuncture points, red and flowy as well, unblocked and repaired so they're not leaky. And the GV20 the GV20 acupuncture point is the one right at the top in there. And so it's oriented this way. So spatially, it's in the same place as your 7th chakra, but it's smaller than your 7th chakra, and it oriented this way as opposed to your 7th chakra, which is oriented this way. But don't let that hurt your brain too much. Just imagine one of them at a time. And unblock your GV20 meridian. You could have some hard objects like spears stuck in it, so just pop those out, let them melt away. Repair up any damage. Your GV20. Got the hard objects. All right, great job. Woo-hoo. So we'll stick in the remove CMRs right here, chakra mud rings. I just talked about them in the immediate, the doing part right before this, where we did the 7th chakra. We removed some 7th chakra mud rings. And it's something we did extensively in the last healing, 1 of 3. Remove CMRs, chakra mud rings. So I'm not going to explain it much, because everyone would want to kill me if I did. But anyway, so let's just imagine all your major and minor chakras at once. Use make a copy, a composite copy that represents all your chakras. So this is the basic shape. You can make it that shape and just have it represent all your major and minor chakras of your body and your spirit, and just melt the cords, unblock, repair. So chakra mud rings, you want it you want the surface to be just flowy water right there. Look like flowy water, the round openings. But you can have, little devices that kind of that look like rings that are not from you, and they just allow the stuff to accumulate, the energy blocks. So go ahead and melt away your CMRs, your chakra mud rings, and then melt away the guck so that it's just this bouncy, ripply surface of your energy right there. Angels, here you go. You can drag out gunk and give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. And your intention is you want to do what's healthy and gentle to do right now. I would suggest that your intention is. Sometimes if you have a mood that just won't lift and you've been repairing stuff, so it's probably not damage. It could be that there are blocks that you have a blind spot to, so there's some heaviness that you're dealing with, but it's like, it's been there probably many lifetimes. So you're just kind of numb to it. You're not really feeling it. You're not finding it. So just when you have all this copy of all your chakras out in front of you, just lift out anything that's healthy and gentle to get rid of right now that would make your life less heavy, less complicated, but maybe you just can't see it, so, but just grip onto it. Whatever's making your life more heavy or complicated that is unhealthy for you, just lift that out, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. So again, just grip onto something, whatever in any of your chakras is making your life overly heavy, overly complicated, overly unsatisfying. And just grip onto that with gold light and lift it out. Give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? Again, melt away some more CMRs, chakra mud rings around the round openings. Let the flaps relax. Also for the theme, be a spiritual badass. It could be baggage that you have that triggers, that gets in the way of you being a spiritual badass, just efficiently healing yourself, having a positive outlook, clear mind, all that good stuff, right? So lift out anything in the way of you being a spiritual badass that's healthy and gentle to get rid of right now. And you could blow it up, or you can give it to your angels, or you can melt it with gold. Angels, here you go. Lift it out. Angels, here you go. Lift it out. Angels, here you go. All right, good enough. Good job. Good job. I will say right after this one, we're going to do some work on the shoulders, which should be interesting. Technically, it's work in the auras that helps the shoulders. But this will be a good complement to that, what we're doing now, which is the fifth essential, the good karma stuff back here and around your neck. Good karma windows, which are in your astral body aura right back here, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. You have 7 triple frame windows or concentric square windows that once they're repaired and safe and functioning well, they only let in the good stuff. Right there is a triple frame window, and they're not quite that big though. They're maybe like big corners of them. Anyway, so let's imagine them, like right here. Just imagine them and use gold light to repair them, melt cords going into them, melt away hard objects stuck in them. Often people that are really intense and invasive with others, they have damage back here to the good karma windows. So they have too much energy that's not theirs kind of flowing through into their head. And so it just makes them become very extroverted in an invasive way with others. So repair this stuff is always nice. If you have somebody like, say, that comes to mind with that, somebody in your life who's intense in that way, and you can't afford to get them these healings, you could just say, angels, can you please help them with their safety and boundaries so that they're hopefully not so intense. Anything severe, like severe depression, severe anger, this is a good place to heal and repair. Is when it's nice here and everything's repaired and flowy, then you feel uplifted and very stable and very focused. If it's all, beat up and bashed and there's invasive energy coming through, you can feel all sorts of different extremes, like extremely unfocused, extremely depressed, extremely irritable, extremely, All right, and just heal your upper chakra, 7654. You can have, if invasive energy comes through them, it would impact all your upper chakras potentially and your base of skull acupuncture points, but we could first do just some major chakras. Help them to feel better. Base of skull points. So that's shown in the diagram. These are traditional Chinese medicine meridians and acupuncture points. Those little dots are the acupuncture points, which are chakras. I call them minor chakras just because they're not the major 7. And so the base of skull points are all the ones between the ears there. That they're basically sort of 2 horizontal lines of a bunch of points there. That's what I call the base of skull points. So they're all chakras oriented this way. In this case, they fit inside the meridian and help the flow within the meridian. So you could just repair each of those little chakras. So if you've been feeling extremes, like extreme frustration with other people, extreme depression, check back here. It could be that these are like really, really tight. So it's making it hard for you to moderate yourself and how you're experiencing the world. Because it's like on a good day and a bad day, the world is pretty much the same. It's just you internally changed. So this is part of that. Just like let these chakras be whole and stop leaking, get the hard objects out of them. Let them relax. And just sort of drag. You can run your fingers, gold light, through that area, the base of skull area in the head, and just outward, and sort of catch up any junk. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Comb through the base of skull points, and beyond that, angels, here you go. Comb through. Angels, here you go. You have hard plates of energy in the auras right behind those base of skull points. So you can just melt those hard plates of energy. Again, if you feel like life is especially devoid of joy, double check back there for hard plates of energy behind your base of skull points. And the next section we're going to do for shoulders will help all this flow here as well. Okay, so then flow zone is that same area behind your base of skull, behind the neck, but in the physical body aura. So this whole area, and then inside the neck and around the neck, physical neck. So that's flow zone. So just comb through there, unblock. Those don't have windows. They just have aura layers of your physical body. Comb through, melt any hardness away. Especially around your neck. If you tend to say things that are triggering to other people, you could have a lot of junk around your neck from the people that wish you would not be so triggering. I have a bunch of different clients that are actually very different from each other, but they all tend to say super triggering things to other people. Which is funny. I think maybe like energy work maybe develops that sense within you that you see the deeper things, you know, which is very useful in self-healing. Because then, you know, you see something deeper, you can work on it, you can heal it, you can, you know, grow faster because of that, right? But it's important to like use your wisdom, because sometimes then you use that same level of vision when you look at the world and you look at organizations and people and friends and relatives and whatever, and then you open your mouth and say like massively triggering deeper things, you know, deeper level observations. And, you know, it can kind of blindside people, you know, like, you know, trigger way too much. They're really not, you know, in the mood to clear or don't know how to clear or both, you know, and then that can get you a lot of, you know, shut up kind of stop energy around your throat and around your neck. So you can meld away the stop energy and, you know, whatever backlash stuff you got around your neck and within your neck, but also just, you know, Breathe in, remind yourself that, you know, that deeper wisdom of seeing the deepest way that you're stuck is good for you in your self-healing, you know, but that may not be the most compassionate way to interact with others, to put it mildly. They get you into trouble. So flow zone, unblock your flow zone, which includes in and around the physical neck. So that was just, I should probably put that in the, so I just did an aside about triggering others. Little teaching aside. So I think we're pretty much done. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, so right now, we are going to be doing stuff to help your shoulders, but it will also help what we just did, like the back of head stuff. It'll help you, it'll kind of complement all that nicely. Shoulders, I mean, it's just nice not to have physical pain in your shoulders, for goodness sakes. But also, shoulders are kind of like a power place. If you have good flow in your shoulders, that helps you have good flow down your arms. And like shoulders and arms, it's like a sort of a power thing, like on a spirit level, not power against others, just personal power, like creativity, you know, just manifesting. You want really nice, strong flow down your arms. Your upper chakra energy, your upper chakras, they generate energy for your, you know, like 4, 5, 6, and 7. Those chakras, they generate energy for your layers 4, 5, 6, and 7. But they also, some of that energy from those upper chakras goes down through your shoulders and your arms and out your hands. And it's sort of just a part of being capable, being a spiritual badass. So, but you can really have your shoulders kind of pinched off, and so blocked up that you don't have that power. And you also have a lot of physical discomfort, which sucks. So we're going to unblock to help with that. Also, shoulders is a way that new energy can come in of yours, new energy of yours. It comes in, a lot of it comes in through the 7th chakra, like down. So if you're unblocked up here, that really helps. But lately, in the last, I don't know, 6 months or so, I've been realizing that ideally also it should be able to come in down through into your shoulders directly, just your new energy. So this would help that too. So the X and the V and the shoulder pads, that's, because we'll unblock within the shoulders, and the neck, but then also, and like kind of work so that your shoulders aren't leaking in the back. Because if you have like a, hard object stuck there, then it creates like a hole, and then your energy can be sort of leaking out the back, which attracts invasive people and invasive beings, and it just sucks. So we're going to get rid of some leaks and do basic unblocking of that area. But then also in your auras, you can have sort of like an X. If you imagine like an X lying down, so it's like an X looking from above, it looks like an X. And so you can have, blocks like here and here, and here and here that impact your, that just tighten it up right there. Because invasive energy can kind of, people and beings or whatever can come in through there, and just the tightness it transfers into this area. So we don't want that. So we'll just unblock strategically, the sort of the X area in your auras. And also the V, that's like here and here. So up here and up here. Like here. So it's kind of like a V. Say if the point of the V is maybe your 4th chakra in the center of your chest, and then, it's just upward. So like there, that if you have hardness right there, that can really pinch off your shoulders as well. So we'll unblock that. And then the shoulder pads, it's like, people who play like American football, which of course I don't. And well, not of course, but I have never played American football, but I've seen, their shoulder pads that they wear like right on top of their shoulder. They're these big, big pads. And you can have that. You can have, hardness that just, maybe it looks like shoulder pads, but it blocks that good downward flow of new energy that you're trying to bring into your shoulders. So that will unblock those, will melt those away too. So the X and the V and the shoulder pads. Part of what we will be doing. So there's that. Hope you enjoy it. La la la. Okay. So just imagine however orientation you want, but imagine a copy of, your this whole area, your shoulders, around your shoulders, your upper back and your neck. You just imagine all that. And you want to unblock inside there because you want that energy to be able to flow. You want your energy to be able to flow down your neck, down your shoulders, in your shoulders, and down your arms. But it's really easy to get so much junk in there that it doesn't flow properly. And this, maybe especially if you like have trouble manifesting things, like, you've been working longer than you think it should have taken, for like various things like moves or a new job or, whatever you're trying to manifest. This just, if you can expand that flow that you have in your neck and your shoulders, it just allows you to manifest more quickly and bigger things. And again, if you have sort of pissy, intense people in your life, it could be that their shoulders and their neck is really blocked up, so they can't manifest, so then they're pissed at everybody else. So just, information. we're not doing them. We're just doing you. But you could say, angels, can you help that person so they're not so pissy? And you can have family burdens in here, definitely. Some people are more prone to that. Like sometimes it's eldest children in a family, you know, or just their personality type is such that they tend to take on the burdens of the family group. But it doesn't help anybody. It tends to be negative, spiritually speaking, for the group. But you know, people do it. So you can just melt away. You have family burdens in your neck and your shoulders. If you have any unhealthy agreements that cause you to carry these burdens in your neck and your shoulders for other people, you can just imagine a big stack of papers that represents all the unhealthy agreements from this life or past lives causing you to keep unhealthy burdens in your neck and shoulders. And just use gold light and melt away the agreements. You can say, angels, help me do this in the healthiest way possible, in case you feel, you know, any kind of doubt or hesitation. You could even, you know, have all the agreements and just hand them to your angels and say, angels, can you help me with these? Yeah, if you really feel like insecure about doing anything. And then go back to working your neck and your shoulders. Any family burdens within your neck and shoulders, just lift them out. Angels, here you go. Lift them out. Angels, here you go. And they could be on top of your shoulders, you know, like those shoulder pads I was talking about. So any family burdens on top of your shoulders. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. So that V area I was talking about, so it's like is if there's a V and the point of the V is in your fourth chakra, and then the you know, each side of the V is like up here in your auras around your shoulders. You can just unblock. You shouldn't actually have a V device, but if you do, you can get rid of that. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. You have some kind of hard V device in your fourth chakra, just lift it out, give it to your angels. But yeah. Sometimes that's why it's hard for people to have a job where they're dealing with the public a lot, because especially if it's a job where like people are coming to you with their problems, then it's kind of like on a spirit level, they're showing you their burdens on their shoulders. And if you have it too blocked up here in your space, it like kind of triggers all your burdens on your shoulders. And you're just like, oh God, I can't stand being around all these people. And it's really just that because it's triggering your burdens you have on your shoulder. So you can just melt away, you know, anything in the V area right there, you know, just melt that away. Couple deep breaths, breathe into your legs, breathe into your spine. In that V area, you can have one aura layer in particular that's really blocked, like of your physical body auras right here. You could check them one by one. you know, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and just see there's one that's especially blocked up. Melt away. If you can't, if the blocks aren't melting, melt cords going into them first, and then they should clear more easily after that. And you can have hard objects stuck in here. You could have energy leaks and hard objects, or maybe the hard objects are gone, but you still have the energy leaks right in this area. So just check. You could have invasive beings in that area because of the leaks. So angels, if there are any invasive beings anywhere near this area, can you please recycle them? Lift out the hard objects. Angels, here you go. Lift out the hard objects. Angels, here you go. You can have devices that are like, they don't stick out. So it's hard to tell that they're there, but the leak won't go away. So then that's when you know you probably have something in there, like a just like a rock or something, you know, looking like a rock. To just scoop out whatever hard is in there. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. Angels, here you go. And then just go ahead and repair that area. And you can have, just like with all the work we do, you can have invasive beings that are like smart enough to kind of move back and move away while you're working a certain area. So if you have any invasive beings that moved away from that area, your shoulder region, the angels, can you recycle all those beings? Because those are the crafty ones that you definitely want to get rid of. I mean, you want to get rid of any of them, but technically they're not in the way of the healing, so you don't want to miss those. Okay, and then like I said, it's like an X lying down. So, you know, like a V this way and then a V that way. Then just unblock in those strategic areas. So like right here and then right there in the back. Oh. And then we're going to do this later to help the digestive system, but I think we could do it here too. Like there could be something that your shoulders are hanging on to, you know, like maybe an insult or some kind of an obligation or something that's unhealthy. So is there something that your shoulders are hanging on to? Subconsciously, most likely, but just you can just imagine it out in front of you, whatever your shoulders are hanging on to that's unhealthy. And, you know, you could intuit what it is or who it's from, or maybe it's from a certain time of your life, a certain former relationship. And then you can melt it away with gold light. You could blow it up, or you can give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? You don't have to know what it was. So again, just imagine out in front of you, in your hands if you want. What are your shoulders hanging on to that's unhealthy? And then you can take a moment to intuit if you want, who it's from. It could be from a past life. And then just melt it away or blow it up or give it to your angels. Angels, can you help me with this? And then again, unblock just within your neck and your shoulders. Check the flow. Unblock. If you have shoulder pads, we mentioned that really briefly already, but you have heaviness on your shoulders, just melt that away. You do some stretching, little gentle stretching, little gentle deep breaths. This diagram, I usually use it to talk about base of skull points, but it shows the meridians around the shoulders too, which is really cool. So the back of the shoulders is where you can get a lot of energy leaks. People could throw hard objects, and so like that brown zigzaggy line, I really do like that one. That here I kind of describe briefly. So the brown, in the brown font, it says zigzag SI 9 through 15. So that's small intestine meridian is that SI, and that's what that brown line is part of the small intestine meridian. And it goes from near the armpit all the way up to near the neck. So that 9 point is right there by the armpit, and then goes up 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15. So you can just imagine that like a red flowing river, and maybe it's too compressed, too blocked. Maybe it has hard objects thrown into the energy center, so you can just repair that part of your small intestine meridian. All right, and the shoulder bridge, that in the bright turquoise font there, the shoulder bridge, the Sanjiao meridian, just the part of it that's on the shoulders. The top 2 points with the bright turquoise meridian there on the shoulders, I call that the shoulder bridge. But then there's another point right before that on the upper arm, so you could heal all 3 of those points. That's the Sanjiao meridian in traditional Chinese medicine. And it flows, this part of it flows, from the upper arm to the shoulder. So just repair the meridians so that you don't have any leaks. If you have good flow, it's not going to hurt. If things are stuck and leaky, you could have, it leads to physical tension and a lot of other problems. So, and of course, your intention when doing traditional Chinese medicine, meridian stuff, and everything really, but especially body stuff, is just healthy and gentle. You want to do what's healthy and gentle to do right now. The swoop, the shoulder swoop, gallbladder 19 through 21, right there on the top, swoop GB 19 to 21. So that talks about the gallbladder meridian. That's actually, you know, we did those points. We did 19 and 20 already. That the sort of teal green line, because it's part of the base of skull points, right there. The teal green line that's closer to the ear in the base of skull points. So that's 19, 20, and then it goes forward to it goes down the neck and forward. 21 is like right in the front there. So you can, again, repair your gallbladder 19 and 20, and then the whole meridian right there as it swoops forward in your neck to the front of your shoulder. Repair that. You don't want any leaks. You don't want any blocks. No hard objects. Just happy chakras, happy flow. Happy flow. All right, good enough. You're a rock star. Woohoo! Good job. Woohoo! Yay! So that was a whole bunch of shoulder work. Hope you enjoyed it. You're a rock star. All right. So I'm going to look at what we're doing next. Okay. So I already explained this in the intro. So in the intro discussion before the healing started. So I will spare you the repetition. Just imagine your 2 sets of 7 chakras. You have your physical body has a set of 7 chakras along the spine, and your astral body has a set of physical body chakras along this. Has a set of astral body chakras along the spine. So 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. So 7 is oriented this way. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1 are all oriented this way with round opening in the front, round opening in the back, right? So you imagine those 2 sets of chakras, and then there's a line of energy flow in between them. So in between 7 and 7, there's the 7th chakra filament. In between 6 and 6, there's the 6th chakra filament. On down to the 1st chakra filament. So we have unblocked these before. We've repaired them. You know, in somebody's survey, they were saying, what's it? They had a significant step back. They were feeling quite good after the twin set for a while, but then like over the weekend just recently, it's like all of a sudden they felt way worse, to the point where they even had a fever, bunch of drama. So that's not always due to an energy attack, but it can be, or that can be, you know, maybe 60% of why it happened is an energy attack from a what do we call them? Shutdown people. That was a new term we talked about in the twin set. That it's like a backlash person, but one that's a little bit extra crafty, and they can shut down your physical body because of where they're cording. Generally the inner layers and the lower chakras. That's how they would shut down your physical body and cause some level of like extra physical fatigue, or, you know, some kind of physical shutdown. So anyway, I noticed that that person's shutdown person was cording their filaments, and that's how they were able to send a whack so centrally to like blow up enough physical body lower chakras to cause such an extreme physical reaction. So but people can't cord you if you don't have stuck baggage in a certain location. So the real answer, of course, you melt the cords going into your chakra filaments from your shutdown people, from your setback people, from anybody. But then also you want to clear the fears that are blocking up the filaments, because that is the only reason that the person was able to cord in the first place. So that's really the more lasting fix. So as you're aware of your filaments, just use gold light and melt away the fears that are stuck in them. And I use an example in the intro where, you know, you can have fear of injury, fear of physical injury. So if you have any of that, just let that melt out of your filaments. And of course, you're doing what's healthy and gentle to do right now. So this may be something that you want to do multiple times over time, so you get more and more of it. It's up to you. If you know you won't do this consciously several times, you can, you know, say, angels, if I need more of this, can we keep working on it subconsciously? Sometimes people that, you could have fear of feeling emotion, fear of feeling, you know, bad, fear of feeling lonely, you know, and that can be jamming up your filaments as well. And that can cause you to act in ways that are a little extra extreme socially. So wash out if you have any fear of loneliness, wash that out of your filaments. Fear of sadness, fear of anger. Some people can have also a fear of sexuality, you know, fear of sexual feelings. And that could be from a past life, maybe when you were raised in a very sort of shame kind of an environment. Or it could be from abusive situations. And you just don't want to feel anything anymore because you just always have so much abuse baggage in the way. So you can just wash out any abuse baggage from your chakra filaments. That is healthy and gentle to get rid of today. You can have anger because of some like early childhood thing, like say your mom wasn't supportive enough or your dad wasn't there for you enough or whatever. That stuff can be also jammed into your chakra filaments, and it can cause you to kind of cause conflict with other people in the world. So like if you are pissed at your mom, maybe you're causing conflict with women in your life, totally subconsciously, like you aren't trying to do that. You know. So just if there's any jammed up anger in your chakra filaments causing trouble for you. Also, grief could do that too. Cause random trouble for you. If there's any heavy grief jammed into your chakra filaments. And I talked about how fear of injury could be causing you to actually not exercise and not, take care of your body properly. So if you have any fear of injury, fear of physical illness, wash that out of your filaments. You can also have kind of a denial energy in your filaments so that you're not being rational about, like putting your body in physical danger or, like taxing your body. Like I was, carrying stuff that was too heavy with only one arm, and that's how I got that little possibly permanent little injury right there in my elbow, so you can have that kind of thing, like a denial energy in your filaments that causes you to not really consider your physical body's reality properly. So just melt away any denial that's in your filaments. And then you can just imagine your astral body chakras inside your physical body chakras to the extent that it's possible for you right now. And if there are any blocks, you can unblock to help chakra fit, which is the term I've used before. It just means, unblock both astral and physical body chakras a little bit extra so that the astral ones fit nicely into the physical one comfortably. So just pull out any blocks to help chakra fit, melt them away. What's healthy and gentle to do right now, of course. So pull out blocks to help with chakra fit, melt those blocks. Pull out the blocks to help chakra fit, melt those blocks. All right. Social rules. I actually didn't talk about that too much. So if you have any social rules that are jammed into the filaments or either set of chakras, just to lift those out. Unhealthy social rules. Angels, here you go. Unhealthy social rules, lift those out. Angels, here you go. Unhealthy social rules. Angels, here you go. Unhealthy as defined by you. Really, any rules that are created by other people would be blocking you up. So even if it's like a rule like you should eat right, you know, if it was created by someone other than you, it's technically going to block you up. So really, any social rules then from other people. Angels, here you go. Social rules from other people. Angels, here you go. Social rules from other people. Angels, here you go. All right, good job. Woohoo! Do a double confetti to celebrate that one. Hey. Okay, so we will now work the digestive system. I explained it already in the intro. So if you missed that, that could be interesting to go back and listen to. So we already worked the digestive system in a different way 2 days ago, but let's do it as a garden. So you imagine a garden that represents your stomach, your small intestine, your large intestine, those actual organs, but then also say like the traditional Chinese medicine meridians that help your digestive system, that help your digestion, and all those traditional Chinese medicine chakras, those little acupuncture points. So it represents all that, this garden, your digestive system. So just check it out, see if you like it, see if you don't, and just use some gold light, maybe bring up some red earth energy, soak it a little bit. And is there something like weirdly, obviously not appropriate there? Like at one point I was healing my digestive system and there was this giant like whale walrus thing in the middle of my garden. Looked like a big beached whale, but kind of like a walrus. And it was just some problems that, my birth father had given me when I was a kid, so on a subconscious level, so look to see if there's anything weirdly inappropriate in your garden of your digestive system. Are there giant old rusty cars or whatever, something you really, really don't want in your digestive system. And you just wrap it in gold light and take it out, and you can blow it up or you can give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And just feel that area, clean it out. You say, angels, can you help me clean out this area if there's like some weird, maybe there's some invasive beings there, or just you don't know what's there. Just say, angels, can you help me clean this part out? And just find something else. And, some people get overwhelmed by this kind of a thing because they're like, oh, there's so much to do. It's like, well, sure, that's life though. You gotta kind of do one thing at a time, and then if you want to do it for 2 minutes, that's it. Pat yourself on the back, you're a rock star. If you want to do it for 20 minutes, that's fine. You just do little things and it's okay. You know? So one more thing, just find one more thing in your digestive system that just does not work for you on your digestive system garden, and just lift out what you don't like, and you can blow it up, give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And you can notice, is that from a certain person? But don't get into a big drama about it. More gold light, more red earth energy. Again, look at your digestive system garden. You notice anything really oddly out of place and what you don't want? Oh, that's funny. And just surround that in gold light, what you don't want, and lift it out, give it to your angels. And it can be like really weird stuff. Like stuff from somebody you used to know, and they were pissed at you about something that you said, and so they dumped a bunch of energy and it wound up in your gut, just sort of staying there. So, and if that area of your garden still isn't quite right after you remove the junk, just say, angels, can you help me clean out this part of my garden? Okay, so that's working your digestive system as a garden. So pat yourself on the back. Good job. It's okay. The goal is not to be perfect. The goal is just to make incremental steps forward, right? So you can let go of that image of the garden. But then, you could still use the image of a garden, but you don't have to. You can just imagine just whatever your digestive system has been holding on to that doesn't belong there. Your digestive system is for digesting food. That's what we're talking about. We're talking about your physical body digestive system. However, you can get like spiritual, social, emotional stuff jammed in there. And so the energy that should be, protecting your physical body digestion and making it work really well and keeping it safe from energy attack is busy doing something else, like, chewing on something mean your mother-in-law thought about you 25 years ago. So just, you can imagine it on a gold blanket or just in your hands, whatever, but just something that your digestive system has been chewing on for a while that's totally unhealthy. And you can just kind of notice if it's from a certain person. And it could be an insult or, whatever, some kind of obligation and you can just blow it up. So it's nothing anymore. Or you can, burn it up with gold fire so it's nothing. Or you can just give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. Can you help me with that? And just, take a deep breath. You can, put your hands on your tummy area and just send a lot of gold light there. Feel your legs, feel your spine. Take your deep breaths. So again, is there something that your digestive system has been holding on to that's unhealthy? And just be aware of it. And if you want, notice who it's from. And you can just use so much gold light that it melts away. Or give it to your angels. Again, something that your digestive system has been holding on to that's unhealthy. Imagine it, and you could imagine who it's from, what time period. And then just give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. And again, just put your hands over your tummy. Lots of gold light towards your tummy. Excuse all that pubic hair from the male in the diagram there. But those are what I call your tummy meridians. Those ones that go up and down right there. And the center one is the CV meridian, conception vessel meridian. It starts in the crotch, goes up the midline of the front, and roughly ends in the tip of the tongue. So CV meridian, so you could feel and unblock that one as it goes up. And the kidney meridian is the yellow orange lines on either side of the stomach one, either side of the CV one. So the kidney meridian, that goes up as well. You can relax, because a lot of them, they get really tight, like, you know, and they're supposed to be like red flowy tubes with lots of your life force flowing in them. So you want to just release that tension, use lots of gold light. And the green lines going upward, that's your stomach meridian. So you can unblock those two branches of your stomach meridian, the green lines. And the purple one, that flows downward. That's your spleen meridian. You can just repair that one and unblock it so it's nice and relaxed and flowing. So all the tummy meridians flow upward except the purple one, which flows downward. The spleen one flows downward. And you can unblock your auras in front of your tummy meridians because you can have hardness right there, plates of hard energy. So just melt those plates of hard energy in front of your tummy meridians, your auras. And again, what is your body holding on to in these meridians or right in front of these meridians that's impairing the wellness and the functioning? So you could hold it in your hands, whatever it's holding on to, or just put it way out in front of you if you don't want to touch it. But then go ahead and melt it with gold light so it disappears. So what has your tummy meridians been holding on to in an unhealthy way? And just melt it away. It could be insults. It could be a sense of grief that, you know, like say maybe you feel like your mom was never gentle and nurturing in the ways that you needed. So you could have grief stuck in these tummy meridians about that. You're grieving that you never had a nurturing mother, or you feel that you never had a nurturing mother. She may have nurtured you at times when you were so young that you don't actually remember it, but you remember a lot of times when she was the opposite of nurturing. So, you know, same difference. But anyway, so you could have grief or just whatever. So what is unhealthy that your tummy meridians are hanging on to that's healthy and gentle to melt right now? And just go ahead and do that. Or you could blow it up too. So what's unhealthy that your tummy meridians are hanging on to? And just kind of imagine it in your hands or imagine it out in front of you. And just notice if it's from a certain person, from a certain time frame. It could be a past life thing. Angels, here you go. Imagine something else unhealthy that your tummy meridians are holding on to. Give it to your angels. Angels, here you go. You can just make some energy healing flowers to nourish your digestive system, your whole digestive system. Just make a lot of energy healing flowers and give them to that area. So make a lot of energy healing flowers, have them set to just the right vibration to help your digestive system. Say, angels, can you check my flowers? And then give them to your digestive system. Okay, let's keep doing that, but we'll do some nice flow with it, waterfall imagery. So again, we said that, you do want flow in your digestive system, but, at a healthy speed. Too fast is too much for the digestive system, but a healthy flow. So make more energy healing flowers, whatever healing vibration of universal healing energy that would be good for your digestive system. Say, angels, can you check my flowers? And then give them to yourself. All right. Good job. Good job. You're amazing. Woohoo. Yay. All right. Great job. So that was a bunch of different stuff. We did all about the digestive system. We healed it as a garden. You can take a look too at your digestive system garden and see how it looks now. You kind of compare the before and after. All right. That was a lot. Let's just do a little wrap up. All right, so we'll do a wrap up now. So you can just imagine your whole energy system, all your auras, your physical body and your astral body are inside there, inside your auras, and your 2 groundings come up high as your 3rd chakras and go all the way down to the core of the earth. And indie grounding, melt away connections going into your groundings from other people, to other people. Unblock above your head in your auras and unblock above your auras. Unblock above your shoulders in your auras. All around your shoulders, around your neck. Unblock again in your neck and shoulders. Check for leaks around your neck and shoulders, and you'll repair those up. If you have any invasive beings messing with your neck and shoulder area, you can just make a big gold net that's bigger than your whole space and just collapse it in. Drag out anything that's not you. Angels, here you go. Big collapsing gold nets. Collapse them in. Have them drag out whatever's not you. Angels, here you go. And just comb through your whole body, head to toe, including neck and shoulders and fingertips. Your elbows. Extra love for the elbows. Knees. Extra love for the knees and the hips. The ankles and the toes. Unprocessed stress pots is a way of imagining like your headspace, your availability to process new events, because you never know, things can happen that are very significant and large, and you want to process efficiently so that you're not kind of full, because if you're full, then you can't handle even the smallest things that then happen. So you want to just efficiently process. So you imagine all your pots that represent, if you have any, it's like your space to process. So maybe you have 40 pots, maybe you have 20 pots, maybe you have 80 pots, whatever, right? Imagine all of them, even the ones you generally ignore, and then check if they're full or not, because you want to empty them so that then you're ready for new experiences that happen. Because say something big happens, it's, you can't process it all in 1 second. So you have to kind of, shelve it a little bit in your space, and you can't do that if your pots are full, right? So it's just kind of like basic stress management. You just melt away with gold light, red earth energy, just empty your pots, catch up on your processing. Whatever happened, just melt it away, gold light, catch up. Don't save it for later, because later something else might happen. It probably will. So just this way, you just, you're not, we're not, sort of inviting disaster, but you just want to be ready. Things happen, not everything's predictable. It's okay. If you empty your stress pots, you're just ready for what's next. It's all good. Right? So empty those stress pots. All right. Good job. And then, stubborn triggered energy blocks. Those could be energy blocks that are still triggered, still somewhere in your space, irritating you on some level, even though we've done so many cool creative clearing techniques today. So we could finish up clearing those. So just stack out in front of you any stubborn triggered energy blocks that are still not cleared. And you can bring up red earth energy. You can use gold light to melt cords going into them from you or other people. Melt away your resistance that's in them, and just let those energy blocks explode or melt. Melt other people's energy out of them. And you can put another batch out in front of STEBs, any stubborn triggered energy blocks that you still have that are irritating you on any level. And just melt the cords going into them. Soak them in red earth energy straight up from the core of the earth. And melt the blocks. You could blow them up too. That's nice. Double check your grounding. Again, you might, if you find yourself overly interested in how other people act, like in a way where you feel like it bothers you, check your grounding, because you might not have that great a grounding. There might be big boulders in the middle of it that you're not noticing. So just melt away the boulders so that you can be an individual. You don't have to worry about how other people act. You can feel good no matter what. Just melt away all that junk in your grounding. You can redo your gold buffer zones. And you can also melt cords between you and your shutdown people, melt cords between you and your, we call them all sorts of things, shutdown people, backlash people, setback people. Anybody that could be invasive with you, just melt cords. Melt cords to anybody, really. But especially those people that might be triggered by your growth and progress. This way they're more able to just ignore you if they want to. All right. Great. So as we wrap up, you can just ask your angels to help you with that. Angels, can you give me a healing? Help me wrap up this healing. Angels, can you help me be a spiritual badass, or be more of a spiritual badass than I already am? All right. That's amazing. Good job. Woohoo. You did it. Yay. That's a healing. What a rock star. And don't worry if you didn't do the whole healing, like you healing yourself. It was a big healing. We did a lot. Within a day, there will be chapter titles and timestamps so that you'll be able to see at the bottom as you scroll through in white font the chapter titles. You can click on one of them and they'll all pop up to the side, and you can skip around whatever section you wish. So that if time is less plentiful for you, you can just do little bits later if you wish. Okie dokie. So I'm going to catch up with some comments. If you wanted to chat how the healing was for you, if you have any comments about a particular healing technique, you could chat it right now. And I did want to mention, just for people that know, you might not realize because people do say, "Oh, yeah, I felt particularly good after this technique," or right now I feel different in this way. But there are many people who don't feel immediate results, and they may feel them the next day typically, or subtly it sort of emerges over a couple days after the healing. So don't feel like you're some kind of freak if that's you, because that's true for everybody. There's that sort of a mix. Some people don't have any immediate reaction, and that's fine, but I still really appreciate your survey the next day, or the next, if it's like the final healing, then it could be a few days after when you fill out the survey. But anyway, just so you know, there's a whole range of people's experiences. Someone says, hello from Evergreen, Colorado. Can see and hear you. Partly cloudy and 80. Hello to you. Cute emojis. Someone says, hello. Ottawa, Canada is in a heat wave. Oh, I'm sorry. Good to be here for the healing live stream. How about that? Yeah, we're not. Well, it is warmer than usual for us right now, actually. Seems to be like during every triplet set. But it's not what I would call a heat wave for us, but it is warmer than usual. Someone says, hi from the UK. Hello to you. Can you give me some advice on listening to myself? I would be happy to do that. But your question's a little vague. Maybe if you're still listening, you could clarify that, like maybe a little more specific, or you could, if you hear it later, you could post under a video, this video or a different video, just a more detailed follow-up question. You could also put your initials of your first name and your last name, because that tends to help me look at you. But I think just at a quick glance, you tend to be very externally focused, like almost like you're, is this person upset? Is this person upset? Is everyone okay? Is everyone pleased with me? Am I, it's like almost like, when you're a kid and maybe you need to try to stabilize the people around you, so you want to like monitor everybody, so you're a little bit clicked into like an external focus in that way. I'm thinking maybe like some heart chakra healing and some grounding type stuff could help reverse that over time. So like there's this little video, Tricolor Earth Energy Soak. It's a really innocent little 5-minute video. My hair is dyed in different colors and stuff. But it's like a process where you just soak your whole body in red earth energy and then orange earth energy and yellow earth energy. And it just can kind of, it might knock you out of the whole overvigilance of the external. And if you do that, maybe in the morning and the evening, over time, it can just kind of calm your alertness, that like over alert, over monitoring of others type thing. So maybe, heart chakra, fourth chakra healing and tricolor soak. So fourth chakra healing, I mean, I do have videos on fourth chakra. If you search Janet Wright fourth chakra, you probably find different ones, but you could just, use gold light right here, and just let the gold light heal your fourth chakra. You could heal all your chakras, if you search Janet Wright chakra repair major minor, major space minor. There's a video where you repair all your chakras at once. I mean, we did it here too. So later there'll be a chapter that says chakra repair. You could do that. I guess that might make the most sense. So chakra repair and then just the tricolor earth energy soak, over time. Those two things probably could be nice. Obviously journaling, is a nice exercise. I don't know if that's something that you do, but I do that sometimes and other times I don't, when I meditate, but I used to do that every time when I meditated. I would have a journal next to me and write a little bit, and it can help you to just respect your own thoughts and And, it can help with clarity and stuff. Someone says, thanks for the neck and shoulder help. Yeah, my pleasure. I'm glad it helped. I was using a tree's arm to stretch. Tree's arm. Oh, like a literal tree? Stretch my shoulder out yesterday. How about that? That's interesting. Wow. Cool. So it says, I've had the vertigo dizzy symptom, comes and goes, passes through my head like someone whacks me. Yeah, like someone whacks you. Yeah. That is often the cause. Not always, but like I had this one client and her husband had vertigo, and there was some kind of a physical origin, but working the repairing of all that made the symptoms more moderate. But if the symptoms are completely because of an energy attack, then obviously, repairing it can completely alleviate it, which is nice. It's nice. Comes and goes, passes through my head like someone whacks me. I've had the physical sickness from a whacker person. The person probably whacked my filaments. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, if they can, if they're corded into a filament, then it's like this really strategic place to kind of blast both your astral chakras and your physical body chakras. So yeah, the thing. Someone says, I started a cough while driving today. Coughed so hard, saliva went into my air tube and I couldn't breathe. Well, that's a problem. Yeah, so coughing, it's good to kind of know in advance, because coughing is one of those things where it can be quite intense, the experience of it. And so if you kind of practice, when you're not coughing, practice like what you might do to fix the cough, and do it, and then that way when you have a cough and you have to do it, it's like it's more sort of automatic at that moment. So it would be fifth chakra repair. It could be fifth good karma window repair, just because you could have, in the fifth layer, you could have a lot of foreign energy coming in that way. So fifth chakra repair, but a lot of times it's frontal, at least for me. So like you have your gold mesh in your fifth layer. There's like this nice strip of flowy gold mesh. They can get completely ripped up and destroyed. So it's not so nice. They can have slashes in it, so repair your gold mesh, repair your fifth chakra. You can have hard objects stuck in the chakra itself. You can get rid of the chakra mud rings, in your fifth chakra. So it's just, but yeah. So that mesh, the gold mesh, the whole fifth layer, the back of the fifth layer, including the, astral fifth layer would include that good karma window. Yeah. But it feels really intense, when you're coughing. So again, it's just good to practice. I mean, obviously you can have a cough, like in traditional Chinese medicine. I only know this much of traditional Chinese medicine, but there are two kinds of coughs in my layman's, baby amount of knowledge of traditional Chinese medicine. But there's the cold, there's like cold and cold wind, but then there's a hot cough where you have heat stuck in here. So the heat stuck in here would be like a sore throat cough, or just a sore throat that's heat stuck in here. But then the cold cough, which is, more commonly like a nagging cough. It's like, it doesn't hurt, but it's like, it's this itchy, scratchy sort of feeling. And that's cold in your throat. So I've seen that with people that, they're drinking cooling stuff all the time. Like they drink cold water rather than body temperature water. They drink ice water, maybe even, then they'll have like, they can get like a scratchy cough because they're cold. They have cold trapped in their throat. So like sometimes, if Lorenzo's doing a live stream and he's been drinking cold stuff all day, he'll start getting that nagging cough. And then I make him some hot tea and I bring it to him so he can stop coughing. Or, warm water. But anyway, so little detour about coughing. So those would be physical reasons someone might cough, is if you have, if you have heat here, maybe you're eating too many spicy things. That's a really simplistic explanation. And if you have cold here or cold wind, maybe you went out and it was chilly and you didn't have covering on your neck, or, you've been drinking cold beverages. So whatever, blah, blah, blah. Traditional Chinese medicine is cool. I'm a fan. Someone says, thank you so much. Think I'm one of the people saying the triggering things. Yes, you are. But there are many people that I was thinking of that saying triggering things that seem kind of obvious. Maybe I shouldn't voice concern about my clinic reputation in my meeting. Yeah. Well, two things about that. Yes, you're definitely one of those people, and it just comes, if because you always want insight into your own deepest things, and perhaps you've worked quite a bit to have that level of vision where you can and zero in on the deepest thing, and it is cool and it's fascinating, but yeah, people can't handle that. If you serve that up on a platter, here's your deepest thing. That's wrong with your business, or that's wrong with you as a person, or that's wrong with you and how you conduct yourself in your workplace. Like, that's a really good way to get fired, or whatever, have just an awful, lasting, grudge-filled conflict. So, okay, so there's that, right? So as somebody, like if you were to become a reader someday, or a therapist, or something, you want to find what people can handle. What are people open to at this time? Because it could be that you see information, but it's only going to get the person stuck and cause a conflict if you misjudge what they can handle, right? And it could actually get them more stuck, and that's not what you meant to do, right? So it's like you're what you're wanting to communicate is like this, and then what she's open to is like this. It's like the top 1% of what what you would love to say. So there's that. That what she can handle hearing is the top 1% of what you're thinking of saying. So that's one thing. And also, even just with that 1%, people, if you just tell them what's wrong with them, it tends to trigger a lot of defensiveness, and, daddy didn't like them enough when they were growing up, and, this kid in school made fun of them when they were growing up, and so you trigger all this shit, if you just deliver, like, what they could do better. Right? Whereas if you can validate something that they're good at, something that you're grateful for, something that's very like flower healing type, like, oh, yay, cozy, warm, fun. If you can validate the pros of something, the bring out the positive, and then also mention the 1%, only the 1%. Then it might actually be considered, and heard. But also you can consider the context of what happened before socially between you and that person maybe only wants an apology, and they're not really ready right now even for that 1%. So there's timing too. And also that 1% could be delivered subconsciously with energy healing flowers, checked by the angels, placed at a respectful distance, with a park bench communication, subconscious orientation, not like small table communicating, this is what's wrong with you. So that's actually probably like top angel pick is just, apology only. Let them heal, because what happened before triggers a lot of inner stuff for them, and it's going to take them time to heal before they're even ready for the 1% part that you would like to communicate. And then when your angels say it's time, that 1% would be ideally only communicated non-verbally on a spirit level with energy healing flowers, with park bench orientation, placed at a respectful distance way in front of them, so that, they can consider it at their leisure in a non-threatening way. So there's that. So it's the timing, it's the amount, just picking what they can handle and picking when they can handle, given, the dynamic between you guys at this time. So if that makes sense. Okay, someone says, hi, thank you for you. You're welcome. Thank you for you too. I understand what you mean. All right, let's see. Someone says, thank you, Janet. Loved the shoulder work. Hope to do that more for manifesting a new job move. Yes. Feeling kind of sleepy but mellow right now. Well, that sounds okay. You could unblock your creative rings because you're bringing in a lot, and unblock above your shoulders because you're trying to bring in a lot of new energy right now, and it's kind of coming in a bit of a sloppy way, around the blocks. And so that's giving you this sort of, a nap would be good right now. Which, a nap would be good right now. But if you don't feel like taking a nap, just unblock above your shoulders and above your head and around your creative rings so that things can come in a more streamlined way, not feel weird. All right, but glad you feel mellow. So this is, I tried to do some light energy work, but was still struggling and very inert earlier. Now at least motivated to do some stuff around the house that I've put off for 2 weeks. Thank you. That's nice. Yeah. And you could keep unblocking your 4th chakra filament, especially because 4th chakra, is for hopefulness, motivation, enthusiasm, positive, glass half full perspective. So especially unblock and uncord your 4th chakra filament. So like melt away people's cords going into it. Yeah. Someone gives me little thank you hands. You're welcome. Thank you. Someone says, good wrap up today. STEBs, regrounding, and empty unprocessed stress pots. Good, strong triple. Glad you like it. Yeah, empty unprocessed stress pots is always seems to make a big difference. It's a funny thing because it's like you don't have pots in your space, but it's just, I don't know, for some reason it's just a simple, whatever it does is a good thing. It's one of those just quick metaphorical ways to get what you need done. Someone says, when I'm feeling depressed, my brain shuts down and it seems I have a hard time accessing my thoughts and speaking spontaneously. Writing is better, but still slow. Guessing it's someone in my space. Yes. Maybe heal subconscious garden. Well, I think it's different for everybody, and it may be different this month than it is for you 2 months from now. But these days, when you are feeling depressed, it looks like there's something. I mean, you're shut down. One of your shutdown people is, sending some energy in very key places. That's kind of like, But so there's, boundary issues with a shutdown person. But then, namely your mom these days for you. But then, there's a couple things you're avoiding, and they're courting those things. And so it kind of gives you this weird blind spot where you don't really want to deal with it because you don't really want to clear what she's courting. So then it's like you're between a rock and a hard place, kind of, So Some people get so avoidant that they should heal like the little mini avoidant parts of them. Like imagine the most avoidant parts of them and themselves and just heal those parts of them. And so that could be something that you do that might be soothing and nourishing. But then also just, blow up what you're avoiding that your shutdown person cords regularly. Because then you can kind of, quickly come back a little bit more. Sometimes too, you are sort of trying to change a lot in your life about how motivated you are and how healthy you are and how like uplifted you are, like your outlook in life and all that. And so it could be that little power naps might help with that. Sometimes a power nap, I mean like a short nap, like 20 minutes or less kind of thing, to just help you to, go back out, clear a bunch, come back in, Don't know if that's a possibility in your schedule. But if it's not, you could like say if you're at a workplace, you could, yeah, probably not. That wouldn't be good. You could work chakra fit maybe. Is that you can do where you're fully present and just, maybe do a 1 color earth energy soak and then bring out any blocks messing with chakra fit and blow them up, so like an earth energy soak and then chakra fit unblocking like we did right at the end during wrap up. All right. Someone says, thanks, Janet. You are welcome. Someone says, thanks for the healing, Janet. You're always welcome. I recently came back from a stressful family trip with husband. Yes. How are we doing? You could, it's interesting. He's kind of in the back of your space, like behind your good karma windows, around the back of your shoulders. We just like do an extra comb through the back of your space and just wash your husband out. I think sometimes you do that small table communicating with him, and he's much more comfortable with a park bench communicating. Like sometimes you do it to each other, so maybe just imagine like, okay, let's get on a long park bench so that we're, park bench communication, for those that don't know, probably most people know for sure, but I have 2 videos that talk about park bench communication. So if you search Janet Wright, search YouTube for Janet Wright park bench communication, you can watch both of them because I explain different examples and stuff. But you guys tend to over trigger each other, and then you kind of get into these big cat fights on a spirit level about it. So just kind of wash him out and then just do the park bench, like kind of go to give each other a little breathing room. Because I think you're better that way. You guys are better when you can just kind of, have that sort of diluted form of companionship and, like half separateness, half companionship. All right. Someone says something in Japanese that I promise I will do Google Translate for later, but I don't have a translate function right now, I don't think. No, but that's cool. I will look it up later. Thank you. I did study a little Japanese in college, but I forgot it all. I'm going to study Korean, actually. I mean, I know a little like this much Korean right now. But I have the book, so I'm going to start studying more. Someone says, hi, Janet, feeling better. A lot less anxious at the moment. Oh, good. I'm glad. Someone says, thank you so much for the angel advice. Yes. Sure. Thank you for filling out your surveys. Always helpful. Someone says, thanks for the feedback. Did I read correctly about my angels being cool with my ADHD meds temporarily? Yes. Yes. For whatever reason, I feel weird about taking them, but they are helping. Yeah, I think you were right in your survey. You said something about like your mom is freaking out about it. And yeah. You know, parents are odd. They tend to like, if you have an issue, it reflects on them somehow, even though you're like fucking, even though you're 40 or something. And it's like, how is this about you? No, I think it's one of those things where yet again, she's making it about her. You know, I think part of what happens is the meds help you uncord her from like your. I'm not saying everyone should go on meds or anything, by the way. I'm not like anti-meds in all situations, and I'm not for meds in all situations, you know, so just for the record, people. But yeah, I think the meds allow you to like slow down the overspinning of some of your chakras and like uncord her out of your chakra filaments. So like I think that's part of what's going on. And then she's like, you know, what are you doing? Ah! She's trying to rev you back up again. So yeah. No, yeah, your angels are fine with it, completely fine with it. I mean, they're like, you know, go off it gradually because it is a real thing, the meds, and they have real side effects. And so you wouldn't go on it if there wasn't a real reason. And you know, when you go off it, do it wisely and, you know, whatever, blah, blah, blah. But yeah, they don't seem to mind it as a temporary, they show it to me like bicycle training wheels. You know, training wheels on a bicycle, and so you don't need them forever. Someone says I have an open schedule right now. I actually have an open schedule right now. Oh, as far as napping. Oh, yay you. Well, yeah, power naps. Alrighty. Well, you guys are really amazing. I hope the healing was helpful. And the third healing to complete the triplet set is in 2 days on Tuesday, August 6th, 2024. And then the twin set is later this month with the same fabulous theme, done in different and adventurous ways. And so the twin set will be the 18th and the 20th of August. And all the themes and dates coming up through February 2025 is listed on my website. Now I've finally got my shit together. And so that's listed on my website. There's a page, a newish page on my website called Upcoming Themes. So you can see all those, and if that is of interest to you. And again, of course, there are a few spots left for the September twin set at the moment for sale, I believe, on my website, jwhealing.com, and also healing subscriptions. If you don't want to deal with manually buying every month and you just know, okay, I want to do all the twin sets, or no, I want to do both the twin set and the triplet set each month, you know, then if you get a subscription, you don't have to really think about paying. It just happens automatically. And then that way you can, of course, please think about the healings and learning the technique, but you know, you don't have to purchase manually if you get a subscription, if that's what you want. This is darn just missed it. Sorry. Yeah, there's another one coming up in 2 days on Tuesday. And like I said, the whole schedule until through next February is on my website, jwhealing.com. Oh, right. And this will be recorded as a video. So within, you know, as soon as I stop the live stream, then you can just watch back. And within a day, there will be little chapter titles, so you can skip around to whatever section you want. But if you want already a healing with chapter titles, you could do the one from 2 days ago, because that one already has its own little chapters. All right. So there's no real garden update. Oh, actually there is. I did a little bit of potting up of perennial plants that were like so overdue. Oh my God. In my little grow room, I have these perennial plants because I'm trying to, okay, whatever. I gotta do my little label. I'm trying to plant more and more perennials, so I don't have to start from scratch each year with like flowers and stuff. So they'll actually come back each year. So anyway, I have some perennials that were growing in my grow room that I have to pot up into bigger pots before they're ready to go outside in the ground. And they were like so overdue and so root bound. But I'm almost done with them. Done potting them up, so that's a relief. Big relief. Yay. This is actually right here is where I pot up all the plants. So it's like really weird. There's like this area has like 2 different modes. There's the live stream mode, and then there's the Janet's potting up plants mode, and there's like soil and all sorts of stuff all over the place. And I clear that all away in order to do the live streams. All right, so that's the garden update. So now we'll just do a little Izzy cam, because I think he's right. Yeah, he's in his little cat carrier right there. Which, you know, he has bigger crates, but he just likes the tiny one. So I'll show you him, and then that's it. Oh. So I'll have to move the camera. It'll take me a minute to go over there with the little webcam. Okay, so I hope that showed up well. All right, you guys are amazing. I hope you have a good day, morning, evening, whatever's next for you, and you're a rock star. I'll give you a double confetti as we wrap up. Woohoo! Go you! You're amazing. Bye.